Hello, everybody, and welcome to the producer's room. I'm Crow. I'm with my co-host Olivia,
Hello.
and we're gonna talk about week one of Aether Big
No, we're not.
Brother. No, actually, we're not. We're gonna talk about Survivor, actually.
Oh yeah, the show I know nothing about.
Okay. Well, let's start off with the twist of the season. So we have the safety games. So everyone has a safety ticket. I keep looking over to my other screen, but I should look at my camera. Um, we have the safety games. So everyone has a safety ticket. Essentially works like the safety suite from Big Brother 22. They can cash in their ticket within one of the first 4 weeks to play in the safety games. Once they use their ticket, they can't participate in future ones, obviously. And then whoever wins the safety games gets safety for the week, as well as a mystery bonus prize. It didn't come into play this week because no one used their safety ticket, which was, I think, dumb
Everyone
of some
is a little
people.
too comfortable.
Yeah. Um,
Definitely dumb of one person because they ended up going home.
obviously.
But
We'll go into
hindsight's
that.
2020.
Exactly. So let's start off with a Star. Star won the first HOH. And his kind of strategy, from what I understand going in, was to just go through some people, talk to them, but then not talk to like two or three people and nominate them. But then everyone ended up talking to him, so then he was kind of
And then he was
screwed.
like mad at us for giving him time to talk to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right? Um, and so he was kind of avoiding people, which was kind of weird. Um, and people kind of, I think, noticed a bit. They're talking about how kind of dry and distant he seems. Um, but which is weird
Yeah.
because in the session, people were like, "Yeah, Star's making me nervous. I don't know where his head's at." But then after the session, a lot of people are saying in their DRs that they trust Star, which I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm missing here,
Yeah.
but
It's weird. I think his responses might just be playing off of the like paranoia that people have week one.
yeah,
It's just kind of
yeah.
exacerbating that.
Um, yeah, so I don't understand why everyone's saying they trust Star so much. I'm not
I
saying they
would.
should necessarily distrust Star, but
I would.
yeah, I mean, based off some interactions he had with some people, I would definitely be a little sus. But I think for the most part, I would still keep him kind of at a neutral, like, because I'm like he hasn't done anything to cause me distrust, but um,
Mhm.
I just don't understand why everyone's so comfortable after he kind of gave nothing to some people. Um, obviously,
Exactly.
I think some people are in the right to be comfortable with him, like Landry and Luca. He seems to be pretty tight with them so far. So it makes
Mhm.
sense that they trust him. But everyone else, I'm kind of like, I don't know why you trust Star so much. I wouldn't do that.
He just gives good vibes, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. Does he give good vibes?
I didn't say that's my opinion. I'm just theorizing.
Sorry, Star. We love you, Star.
No, he
um,
was really entertaining this week. I'm very much looking forward to seeing his game for the rest of the
yes.
season.
Yeah. I think he'll make it pretty decently far. So
Yeah,
I'm interested to
at
see.
least jury.
Yeah. I did notice he talked with Donnie a lot. I didn't listen to much of their conversations. I don't know if you did or not. Um,
To be honest, that was a long time ago, aka last night.
um,
I can pull up live feeds right now and see like
okay.
if they had any conversations, but
Yeah,
I
because I know
don't think so.
in I saw them in VC a lot together for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what I wrote down, I think they know each other from
Mm,
like previous orgs,
yeah.
because before this session even started, they were like whispering each other and like catching up and stuff.
Mhm.
So there's that. I think there's,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like best friends, but
Yeah.
just like a previous connection.
That makes sense.
Other
Yeah.
than that, I didn't really,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't really see too much.
Alrighty. Interesting. Um, well, as I said, he has a pretty good relationship with Landry and Luca from what I've seen between the whispering in the game chats. He kind of immediately was talking to Landry and was like proposing of making a final two. Um, they seem to vibe. Um,
Hmm. I don't know
Luca,
if they ever finalized the final two, but
yeah,
Star definitely was talking about wanting to make one with Landry.
yeah.
Like, really early on. So
Yeah, and I think those two make sense. They kind of give me similar vibes, I think.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so definitely interested in seeing that duo take place. I think they could be a little bit of a sneaky of kind of a villainous duo. I think that's the kind of vibe I get from them, which villainous in an entertaining and
Exactly.
fun way. Um,
Exactly.
so I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah. Speaking of Landry, can we talk about
Yeah,
her?
let's talk about
Oh my
Landry.
god. She is, I'm just gonna put my bias out there. She is my favorite, my number one. I don't think she's gonna make it like super far in this game. I mean, she
Uh,
might, but I don't
yeah.
I don't think so based off of her kind of sloppiness this session, but I love her so much.
Yeah, she's great. She's been going around talking to a lot of people. And people seem to really like Landry, but they're very much catching on that she's talking to everybody and telling everybody, "Yeah,
Mhm.
we're good." The first person I saw who kind of called it out was Taylor. In their DR, they were like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure Landry's just saying this to everybody." And then they brought it up with a group of people in the VC, and everyone was like, "Yeah, Landry said that to me too." So Taylor's like, "Yeah,
Oh,
okay, I had my suspicions."
girl. They're too messy for week 1.
Yeah. So, we'll see
Yeah,
how Landry does navigates that.
if Star, I feel like if the HOH didn't really love Landry as much as Star did, then I feel like she could have been in trouble this week. So I don't really know
Yeah,
what's gonna happen this week.
yeah,
So
yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. What else was I gonna say? I don't remember. I think. Oh yeah, her relationship with Star. I thought was interesting because Landry was talking to people and everyone was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Star's kind of sketching me out a bit. He's kind of been giving short responses, and then Landry kind of went and told everyone like, oh yeah, everyone's saying Star's dry and making them paranoid and nervous, and kind of spreading
like,
this
girl,
farther paranoia about Star.
like that's what you said.
Yeah, because she went and then went to Star. Oh hey, everyone's saying that you're like dry, and I'm like, you're the one who's spreading that around to everybody and
Yeah,
amplifying that fear. So,
I feel like I understand what she was trying to do, like
mhm.
trying to create information to give the Star to like
Yeah,
gain his trust.
hmm
But I feel like, well, she doesn't know this because it's, from her perspective, but I feel
yeah,
like she definitely did not need to do that because Star already likes her.
yeah,
So I feel like that just made Star a little like,
yeah.
especially if that gets out later.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It put more of a negative impression of them too immediately, which could come to bite Star, but later. Um, what else did Landry do?
Oh, her final two with Oliver.
Yes.
Girl, it just keeps getting messier. It just
Okay.
keeps
How
getting
this
worse.
starts is Taylor knows Oliver from previous orgs, I believe. So Taylor was really wanting to talk to Oliver the whole game, but they could not get in a VC alone with Oliver. And when they finally do, they're like, "Okay, great, Oliver, I've been meaning to talk to you." And then Oliver's immediately like, "Oh, sorry, I'm being summoned somewhere else." And Oliver leaves into a private VC with Landry, and they just stay there for a while. And Taylor's sitting there like, um. That's
Yeah.
weird. And
And then they make a final two, and pretty much immediately people know
yeah,
because Taylor witnessed that and Taylor kind of figured it out and spread it. So pretty much everybody's looking at them as a duo now, and that's terrible week 1.
yeah, yeah. Taylor immediately clocked it and was like, "Yeah, so I saw them go into a room together. Oliver left me and ditched me for Landry, so that's weird." So yeah, now everyone's kind of sus of Landry.
Yeah, literally in everybody's DR, everyone was like, I'm scared of the duo like Landry and Oliver.
Yeah.
Everybody has figured it out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. But from Landry's perspective, she thinks she's like really good with everybody, and she's like, "Yeah, everybody likes me," which I'm like, everyone does like you, but they're also very suspicious of you. Um,
Yeah, and again, her in her DR, we one of the questions we asked was like, "Do you plan on using your safety ticket next week?" Landry's like, No, girl.
which
Oh,
we'll get
let's
to
see.
next week's HOH in just a minute and what he might do, but for now, we'll talk about Oliver. We said Landry and Oliver made a final two, um, and they were talking a bit. Landry brought up bringing Luca into the fold with them. Um, Again, Landry has this weird thing where she likes someone and talks positively about them and wants to work with them, but then also speaks negatively about them and is spreading these weird negative things about them. Because with Luca,
She just yeah.
yeah, with Luca, she was like, "Yeah, I like him, but I feel like he's gonna be a threat later on. He's gonna be a big player and a problem later on." Um, but was also saying that she wanted to work with him at the same time. In a way of he's better on our side than against us, which makes sense. But also pushing
Keep your
the
enemies
agenda,
close.
yeah, while pushing the agenda to get Luca out. So I'm like, you're doing a lot in this first week.
Yeah, that's the definition of Landry's. She's doing a lot.
Yeah, Oliver, and then wanted to pull in Luca, and I believe she made. I don't know if she made it. I don't know who made the alliance, but there's a five-person alliance with those three plus Star and Spencer, which Spencer seems out of the blue for me. I didn't really see Spencer talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Spencer to me, at least for now, seems kind of like on an island compared to everybody else. Like
Yeah.
everybody likes Spencer, but like
Yeah,
Spencer is nobody's number one.
yeah, that's what I got too. He's kind of always there, so people are like, "Oh yeah, Spencer can be a number," but
Hmm.
doesn't seem like he's a priority for anybody.
I feel like it could work out for him though because
Yeah.
he is definitely not viewed as a threat at all. Like people just
Mhm.
view him as very nice and agreeable,
Definitely.
but if, if he could pull out some big game moves, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he navigates that. Let's continue talking about Oliver, and Oliver's alliances because Oliver has a relationship with
Whew.
Masterfy. So we got sent some DM messages and
Very
Master
interesting.
yeah, Masterfy and Oliver were like flirting with each other and
Oh
exchanging
yeah.
like socials and stuff, which
Hmm.
is crazy.
Masterfy immediately asking him for his Snapchat. Like, okay.
Right? And they were like, "Oh my god!" And like scrolling through their game chat, and they're like steadily flirting with each other in between it. I'm like, "Oh my god!" Uh, we have.
Yeah,
I've never seen a showmance in an org before, so this is like wild to me.
for a first for everything. Honestly, I'm pumped. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I think that'll be very interesting because at first I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's just kind of a joke or maybe like a little one-sided, but both of them
It's not.
seem to be like, yeah, I'm down to do this like showmance thing.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Especially Masterfy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that I'm interested to see where that goes.
Mhm.
I want to see a
That happens.
proposal on finale night.
Yes, literally, even just a Minecraft proposal. Will you be my Minecraft husband? I need
Exactly.
it.
Can we put
It
our
needs to
beds
happen.
next to each other?
Yeah, in the jury house.
Exactly. Oh my god. But
So
that
funny.
that was really funny. I'm really interested in seeing that. I think that's all the main relationships to start off with. So we'll talk about nominations. And Star nominated Devin and Hero. Devin because his mic wasn't working, so he wasn't able to verbally
Rip.
communicate with anyone, which really sucks for him. Um,
I mean, Devin, come on. Do you not have a phone?
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
not have Discord
right.
Mobile?
That's what I
That's
was
what I
confused
would
about.
do. Like,
Right?
it's kind of jank. Discord Mobile sucks, but
At least you can
it's
dock.
better than, yeah, it's
Yeah,
better than people not being able to hear your voice and like
yeah,
get an idea of your personality.
yeah.
You know,
Because you're immediately put at a disadvantage by not being able to
exactly.
talk to people. Which is also why I'm confused he didn't use his safety ticket. Which I figured, like, if you know
Yeah.
you're at that kind of disadvantage in the game, like,
Hmm.
use it.
Yeah, and I don't know if the information just like didn't make its way back to him, but I feel like Devin was a early consensus nomination. Like
Yeah,
everybody knew he was going up.
yeah.
So
That's the vibe I got too. So
interesting decisions by Devin.
yeah. I will say the other person who I think maybe should have considered using their ticket was Dominic, because by the time the safety game last call came around, Dominic had not talked to Star yet at all. He didn't get to talk
Hmm.
to Star till like last minute before the noms. But if I was did not get a chance to talk to the HOH yet, I would be cashing in my safety ticket. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening here. It's obvious you're always in orgs. It's always the easy way to just go, oh, I haven't talked to this person. So
Yeah. Exactly, and that's why he was, the veto replacement,
yeah,
and he could have gone home. Like, Devin was like the consensus, and Dominic was probably going to be safe either way,
hmm
but anything could happen. Dominic
yeah,
could have said something that rubbed somebody the wrong way, and then he's gone.
exactly. Um, yeah, and there could have also been like the sympathy where people feel bad for Devin, and that could have been
Exactly.
played up, and then Dominic goes home because
Hmm.
he's a threat now. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and then Hero was our other nomination. Nobody really seemed to click with Hero right away. Everyone, everyone kind of seems to be in the general consensus of yeah, if Hero goes home, not, I don't care about it. So he
Yeah,
was
I
kind of
know
the easy nom.
Taylor early on was wanting to push for a hero eviction, and
Yeah,
then like he won veto, and that kind of
yeah, um,
died. But yeah,
hmm yeah, and
hero easily could have been the first boot
yeah,
if he didn't win veto.
yeah, because that is generally the consensus I've heard from people. I think the
Hmm.
only person I've heard mention Hero in a good light was George. He said that he feels good with Hero, and that he
Yeah.
has Hero in his back pocket. Um,
Hmm.
but everyone else is kind of like, yeah, I don't vibe with Hero very well. Um,
Hmm.
so I could see
That's yeah,
him leaving pre-jury. I could see him being an early boot.
definitely.
Um,
I could see him in this upcoming week going
yeah,
home if he doesn't play in the games. Has
yeah.
he done his DR? Has he said he's gonna play in the
Yes.
games?
I don't. I don't think he did. Um.
No. He only answered why he didn't use it.
Mm. Interesting.
So who knows?
Yeah.
If I were him, I would definitely use my safety ticket.
Yeah. But the problem is,
We'll
I
see.
don't think he's aware that people the perception of him right now and people
Hmm.
aren't vibing with him. Um.
Yeah.
So that could be his downfall. I could easily see him being a pawn. Or yeah, just the easy target to go home. So I think
Hmm.
Hero's in trouble. Um,
Definitely.
yeah. And then yeah, that was generally the main events of that. Hero then won veto, took himself down. Dominic got replaced, and Devin went home. Yeah, that was the general. During the session is what happened. People are still
Do you
trying to
wanna
get to know each other.
do you
Um,
wanna talk about Dominic and George? Because I do.
yeah, yeah, I definitely do. So
Honestly,
after,
yeah,
uh,
I love a dynamic duo, and Dominic and George are giving that.
yeah, after the session, they had made a group chat and kind of finalized the final two. Um, I saw them talk a lot during the session. They were in a VC together a lot because everyone else was in the like other two main VCs that were going on, and they were kind of locked out of it. So they kind of were
Yeah.
forced to talk to each other, and that's how they kind of bonded there. And
And they
yeah,
created the Dominic and George versus the World Alliance,
iconic.
which icon of iconic.
Yeah.
I'm afraid they're our iconic duo of the season.
Yeah, they seem to be um, very smart, I think. They're willing to make big game moves, but they're not like too like playing hard. They're not playing too hard too fast, I don't think.
Yeah,
They're like
exactly.
um, Dominic's very much like I want to take the easy route for now, but they're definitely
Hmm.
talking about future targets, which is very
Yeah,
interesting to see.
too early to say, but I think so far, kind of playing into that classic archetype duo where Dominic is the more like under the radar strategic one that nobody is like seeing coming, and then George is the social player,
Yeah,
and maybe he might win a comp or two,
yeah,
but yeah, that's kind of the dynamic that I'm seeing from them, and
yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, very interested to see that. And then they also feel really good with Taylor, and Taylor feels really good with them. So that's probably going to be a third person pulled into that alliance at some point, probably within this
Yeah,
next week. Um, but speaking of Taylor, well, let's talk about them because they have a very mixed perception from everybody in the house, from what I've seen. Um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, some people are very much like I vibe with Taylor. They seem cool. I like them. I trust them. But then some people really do not trust Taylor at all.
Very,
Especially
yeah, it's interesting.
yeah. Because I know Dominic, George, and Star all mentioned that they trust Taylor, I believe.
Hmm.
And Landry, I think, mentioned that too.
Yeah.
But then Spencer, Spencer was really funny because near like halfway through the session, he messaged us in his DR and was like, "I do not trust Taylor. I don't like them. Didn't talk to you much, but when
Yeah.
I did, um, I didn't vibe with you or something like that."
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't talk much, but when I did, I didn't like them. It's like,
yeah,
damn.
yeah. I was like, "Damn, okay." Spencer was so quiet. I was kind of shocked to like hear something like that come out of him.
I know.
So.
And like, what did Taylor do?
Right? I was like, what happened? Um, um, Oliver, which I think Oliver is interesting. Oliver does not trust Taylor, which I think is interesting because Taylor was trying to talk to Oliver and start like an alliance or
Hmm.
something there. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that Oliver does not trust Taylor. Um,
Very mixed perceptions of
yeah,
Taylor in the house.
yeah. People either have them near the bottom or near the top. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, Spencer literally had them as their like number 11
yeah,
trustworthy person. Like,
yeah. That's
no chance of a relationship there.
Yeah. So luckily Dominic won HOH, so Taylor should be safe this week. Because
Mhm.
Dominic and Taylor trust each other. Um. So, but if next week, if the other side wins power, Taylor could be in trouble. Um.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if Taylor is able to catch on to people not trusting them and how they navigate that. Um. Because so far everyone's just kind of like, yeah, everyone's cool. I think everyone likes me. But obviously that's not the case.
Yeah.
um,
I'm not sure if I would like if I'm rooting for them to use their safety ticket or not. Like, probably
yeah,
not this week,
yeah,
but
definitely not this week. I don't think
definitely, yeah.
because
Definitely they're probably going to need it in the next couple weeks.
yeah, yeah, depending on who wins HOH, they should be safe this week. I don't see Dom nominating them. I see Dom going the easy route and nominating Hero.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who would be next to Hero. I know Dominic said they trusted Star, which I don't know why after he nominated you.
Interesting.
Uh, um,
Interesting
yeah.
choices.
um, yeah. But I could see Star being an easy nomination just because you nominated me last week. I'm nominating you. That would be pretty
Yeah.
easy to do. But I don't know
I
who
mean,
else would be an easy nomination though. I like,
maybe Spencer possibly. I
yeah,
don't I don't really know what Dominic and Spencer's relationship is, but like everybody likes Spencer, so
yeah,
I feel like they're going to be safe on the block next to anyone
yeah,
else.
yeah. I could see Spencer being a pawn easily.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I do know George mentioned to Dominic that he would like to work with Spencer, so it'll be
Oh,
interesting to see what happens there because I think both of them have very different ideas of who they want to work with and who they don't. Because
definitely.
George likes Hero and Spencer, while Dominic doesn't, and was kind of wanting to nominate them.
Hmm.
So
Yep. And then there was the conversation where George was bringing up a possible backdoor in that
yes,
being Landry, and then Dominic like immediately shut that down and was like, "I'm not backdooring anybody week 2. We're
yeah,
not doing that." And George was like, "Oh, okay,"
yeah, immediately back
which
down.
was really funny.
But I could see Oliver and Landry being an easy nomination because everyone's
Hmm.
seen that final two.
Exactly.
So I could see him being like, "You're a clear duo. Everybody's kind of sees it." So,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
mhm. In terms of
And then
backdoors,
yeah.
I don't think anyone should wait too long to do a backdoor because numbers are small, so it's gonna very
Hmm.
quickly be okay. Like mostly everyone's gonna play it veto. Um,
Exactly.
so
Like, I mean, it is
yeah,
week 2, but it's also a 12-person org,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
I don't think it's too early for really anything. Like, if
yeah.
you're gonna play the game, now's the time.
Yeah, don't wait. If you have a chance to take the shot, you should do it because you never know when you're gonna
Exactly.
get it again. Um,
And that's why TJ won, because I
exactly.
waited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Um, so yeah, I think that's generally the meat, all the important stuff that happened this session. Um, So first impressions, I really like this cast. They're all very active, very talkative.
Mhm.
It was almost
They're gamers.
overwhelming.
It
um,
was overwhelming. Not
yeah.
almost. I'll say it.
Oh
It
God.
was overwhelming.
Yeah, there was so much talking happening. It was hard to keep up. So yeah, yeah, it was very overwhelming talking to not even talking. We weren't talking. We were just listening, and we were overwhelmed.
I was talking. Oh yeah, but yeah, like especially when there's 12 people and
Yeah,
there's 12 people in BC, there's 12 people typing in their DRs, there's 12 people whispering to each other in the server. Like
yeah,
it was a lot and
yeah.
there weren't really any background characters this
Yeah,
time.
everyone was active
Mhm.
and doing something, which was
Yeah.
really fun to see, but really overwhelming. um,
I am really glad that everybody was able to make it to the
yeah,
session though, because
me
I feel like
too.
that's super important. Like
Yeah,
last season there were like 3 people who weren't at the premiere and it was like,
yeah,
what do I even do as the HOH?
yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
then nobody like wanted to talk to you. You were like just kind of like,
Yeah,
what do I do now?
what was that about? This season it was like reverse. Like
Yeah,
the HOH didn't want to talk to anybody, but
yeah,
last season I was like trying so hard to get information out of anybody, and everyone just did not. I
yeah,
don't know. It was a lot.
yeah. Um, but yeah, yeah, everyone definitely seems like hardcore gamers, very experienced in orgs. So I think it'll be.
Hmm.
I'm very excited to see where it happens. I think everyone's kind of on an even playing field, so I think
Yeah.
it could be anybody's game. Um, except for a couple people. I think a couple people are obviously kind of might get booted early. As we mentioned, Hero. Nobody's really clicking with Hero, so I feel like he's
Yeah.
kind of alone.
I would be surprised if he even made jury, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I think I would be too. He's definitely the easy target that people are going to go after for the next couple
Hmm.
weeks. Um, Landry, I could see Landry making it to jury, but I
Hmm.
don't see her winning just because
No.
she's
No
already
way.
like dived headfirst in, and people are already clocking her as gaming really hard.
Yeah.
So that's gonna put a huge target on her back.
I think if she plays it like smart with the safety twist, and
Yeah.
if she's able to win a couple of comps, she could make it kind of far.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't see her as a
Yeah.
contender
Yeah.
for the
Um,
win.
yeah, she's definitely social, so I could see
Yeah.
her delaying her eviction. But I
Hmm.
I don't think she'll make it to the final just because people see what how already see how big of a threat she could be. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, anybody else who stands out in a negative way? Um,
Mm,
at first I was like,
I. mm,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna comment on Spencer real quick. I feel
That's what
like
I was about to do.
Spencer's game, yeah,
Yeah.
Spencer's game could like go either way. Because
Mhm.
if he is like a secret mastermind, I think if he makes it to final two, he's so well liked that he could probably win.
Mhm.
But I think him like getting there is gonna be a little hard because, as I mentioned earlier, he's nobody's number one.
Yeah.
So
He's at the
nobody for now. Yeah, nobody for now is going to like stick their neck out to save him.
yeah, he's at the bottom of the totem pole, so when any side is in trouble, the first person they'll be throwing under the bus if they have to is Spencer.
I
Is
think maybe winning HOH could save him,
yeah, if
maybe, because
yeah,
he could make that to make connections.
exactly. If he buffs up
Yeah,
his public resume a little bit more,
yeah,
in the sense of this is what I'm doing. Yeah.
yeah.
um,
So he could really go either way. Like,
yeah. I could see
yeah,
him also very easily just like slipping under the radar, kind of floating in the middle a bit and
hmm,
riding his way to the ends.
yeah,
But we'll have to see how he plays because he is pretty quiet. So that could either go well for him or bad. So
exactly.
yeah,
He could get screwed over by the safety twist,
yeah,
or he could make it to the end and win. Like, we really don't know with Spencer yet.
yeah. Um, and let's go. Who do we think has a good our first impressions of who we think could win? Our top contenders. Um,
I think I have my top three.
all right.
Definitely would be Dominic, George, and either I'm going back and forth on either Donnie or Master Fee.
Mm,
Fee? I don't know.
mm, Master.
Probably one of those four is
Yeah,
like my prediction right now because I think Dominic and George really have the opportunity to run this game together,
yeah.
just depending on what they do.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I could see that. I think Dominic's HOH this week will really shape the social dynamics in the house.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of power to really set himself and George up very well for the future.
Mhm.
Um, the third person, I uh, I have no idea. I feel like Masterfield's problem is that he is talking to a lot of people right now, to the point where I
Yeah.
feel like it will kind of come back to him to bite him. I think people will realize, oh, he's like sucking up to me. It doesn't feel genuine, in a
Yeah.
way.
I keep saying like I think his biggest asset and also his biggest flaw is that he talks too much.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and like Dominic was saying earlier, Master Fee immediately went to go talk to him, and Dominic's like, "Oh, Master Fee's trying to get in my ear, trying to like manipulate me or
Mhm.
something." Um,
He's a very active player, and
mhm.
while that can be a good thing if he plays it right, I feel like it could also rub people the wrong way and kind of like make people nervous because
Yeah,
he doesn't let anybody hide. You
yeah,
know, like if you're in the house with Master Fight, he's going to talk to you and he's going to ask you about your game, and
yeah.
it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so I feel like that um might come back to him. Who else? I'm going through my list here.
I know you were talking about Donnie earlier.
Oh yeah, Donnie.
Mm,
Nobody seems to be looking at Donnie as like a threat. Nor but people seem to like not mind Donnie. They seem good with him. So I feel like
mm-hmm.
Donnie seems smart. I feel like Donnie
Yeah.
could maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he'll do something really dumb this next week. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
maybe he'll win veto and not use it on himself and be evicted.
Okay, Travis.
um,
Yeah,
but Donnie's been setting a lot of DRs, so I think he um has good reads.
he's been really interesting in his DR. Like, he's kind of sending us books, which
Yeah,
I like. I like that a lot.
me too.
And like you said, he does have pretty good reads on the house. Like he's giving TJ. So I
Yeah,
just I need a little bit more from him. Like I don't really know who
yeah,
Donnie is yet.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. Um, but yeah, he's kind of blending into the background. But if he can, really, I could easily see him making friends with everybody in the house. And
Hmm.
everyone being like, "Yeah, Donnie, I like Donnie." Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think those are all very good contenders. But I think this next week, Hero's definitely in trouble. Landry and Oliver could be in danger. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens.
I'm
Um,
so excited.
yeah. Well, I think that was everything we needed to get through. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you all next week. I'm Julie Chen Moonves. What does
Girl,
she say? Peace and love, or something like that.
she says something different every night. Like sometimes it's love one another
Yeah, I think that's the most
or
popular one.
some other
So
shit.
I need to get a Bob, a Julie Bob.
Oh, Bob. What's your name, B.O.B.? So they calling you Bob?
Exactly. Well, thank you everyone. We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Bye.